Hello everyone, my name is Spread, and I got a new recorder. This one is a Yamaha Soprano recorder. As you can see, it's just a basic ivory model, and it's made out of pretty sturdy plastic. And of course, it's a soprano recorder. This is the one that many of you guys may have learned in elementary or even middle school in music class. So this is that type of recorder. This is a soprano recorder. It's in the key of C, so that means if I go all the way down here to the bottom note, it plays a C. And so this is a Yamaha 1, as I've been previously saying, and I got it for about $6 at a music store. So it's a nice sturdy instrument for a beginner and someone who's been playing the recorder for a while that can't really afford some of those fancier models on there. I've once saw a soprano recorder for $40 online, so yeah. This is just a Yamaha one, but Yamaha makes very good sturdy instruments. Where the recorders, there's also the alto one, which I have already. I also have their soprano, so the soprano is much smaller than this. It's actually even higher. And I also have the tenor, which is basically one octave below this one. So here I will be playing a few pieces once I check something really quickly. So again, I'm just going to bring this up to the camera. As you can see, it's a soprano recorder. And this one I believe is Baroque fingering. So when I do one of these fingerings, let me get on here. So if we do one of the fingerings specifically for F, usually on a German or a modern recorder, you only need to cover that hole right there. But since this is a Baroque fingering recorder, you have to cover all those holes for an F. That's kind of the main difference between a modern fingering recorder and a Baroque fingering. And once again, this is a descant or soprano Baroque recorder. And let's get started. I'll play a few pieces off the top of my head. I don't have enough space to bring my music binder in here right now, but I'll play some pieces, just random things. First I want to do is play a scale on this thing. So I'll be doing the C major scale and the D major scale. Okay, so just at a first glance, it sounds like those bottom notes are kind of a little bit fuzzy, as you could hear them. That could be from multiple reasons. Either this wasn't pushed in all the way, which I am checking right now. It looks like it could have been pushed in a little bit more. There we go. And second, there could be water still left in here when I cleaned it just recently in the sink. So that could be our other culprit. So let's try that again. There's also a third option, but it isn't really that cause of it, I don't think, where there is too much of the recorder oil, which will help put these joints. This is a 2-joint instrument, so it actually splits into 3 parts. As you can see, there's one part here, there's this middle section, and then there's this part. So actually it's a 3-piece instrument, and sometimes what people do, they put like olive oil, or there's also a recorder gel for other woodwind instruments as well, where you could put it on there. It helps kind of lubricate the instrument, but sometimes if you have too much of that, that will actually affect the sound, which in this case I don't think so, because I have another one, the soprano, and that one I know for sure it's because I put too much of the recorder oil on it. So lesson learned, I didn't modify this one after I cleaned it. So I'm guessing it's the water. Alright, so now a D major scale. Yeah, that upper range on here. So if I go from, let's say the top C, which is this fingering, I'm going to put my thumb on the back hole and my middle finger on the left hand on that hole. So if I do that, that's the high C. It's much more clearer than the bottom of the instrument. We still have that buzzing, but I think in time, as the instrument gets used to the climate and the environment which is in, and there's less moisture in it, I think it'll sound pretty well in the bottom range as well. Hello Adventures of Anna, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. Alright, let's get into some actual pieces. This first song will be from the Renaissance era of music, so even before the Baroque period. And so there's this composer called Michael Praetorius, and he put together a bunch of these Renaissance-style dances from his time. He was in Germany, and in Germany they like to borrow different cultures from across the musical spectrum. So you have some pieces in his most famous compilation of these Renaissance dances. You have pieces in the English style, you have some pieces in the French style, you have some pieces even in the Spanish style at the time. So I'm going to be playing about 2 of these Renaissance dances. The first one is called a ballet, and the second one will be called a Spagnoletta. It's in the style of the Spanish music in the time in the Renaissance period. So once I get to that, I'll say the title again, so we know where the song cuts off, and you could hear it for yourself. Look for, in the ballet, you'll hear some French elements where it's like this graceful, almost singing melody line, and in the Spagnoletta, you'll hear kind of a strong feel of 3, which is in triple meter. That's common in a lot of Spanish music. So, alright, on to the ballet. So that was the ballet on the new soprano recorder, and in a moment's time I'll be playing the Spagnoletta from Michael Praetorius, who is again a composer from the Renaissance period in Germany. Alright, so that was a Renaissance dance called the Spagnoletta from Michael Praetorius' collection of Renaissance dances. As you could see, it had a very strong feel in 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And that's a very common trope you'll see in Spanish style music. Alright, next to test something out, I want to test kind of the higher range of the instruments, so I'm going to go and move to another piece. This piece will be by George Friedrich Handel, and he's a famous Baroque composer from both Germany, and he also became an English composer as well. He's known for creating some memorable pieces such as the Water Music Suites, which include a suite for the horn, a suite for the trumpets, and a suite for the flutes. He also wrote, of course, the Hallelujah Chorus, which is from some of his famous choral works and repertoire. And he also wrote the music for the royal fireworks, which were supposed to be used at a fireworks display back in the 1700s. So, a wide variety of music that he left with us. So, today I'll be playing a piece from the Water Music. This will be the Minuet in G minor. Okay, so as you can see, the recorder, as we're playing it, it's getting used to the temperature that actually affects a lot of woodwind instruments, the temperature around the room, and it's starting to sound a little bit more mellow instead of a buzzing sound, which I'm very glad of. I'll continue here. There's a repeat in this song, so I'll continue at the repeat. Alright, so not too shabby on the higher register, except for that high B flat, which I kind of struggled with through that playthrough. That note right there, it might be some work to do on that on this recorder, trying to adjust my airspeed. And yeah, this instrument's very nice. I really like how mellow it sounds. It's not that piercing. It's piercing when it needs to be on those forte notes, so I'm adding a little bit more air, but it responds very well, like almost on a dime, to like the changes in air pressure, and it's just really nice. I like the mellow quality to it. Alright, this last song I'll be performing as a test for this instrument will be, I'll try to play the How to Train Your Dragon theme. So we'll just do an excerpt of it because it's pretty long, and I'm still like trying to see what other things, like in a medley, or what other pieces from the movie I could add into it while we're playing, but right now it's just the main theme, so I'll play a little bit of that. Alright, so on that one, it looks like, again, the upper register, if I'm not putting enough airstream, it'll actually deteriorate the notes. So let me try those higher notes. So we had a high B, which is half covering the black hole here with your thumb, so like that. And then these two holes are fully covered. You skip that one, and you go to these two. So this is a high B. So you can see you need a lot more air when you're playing into that higher octave on this instrument. And on this instrument, it looks like it demands a little bit more air than usual on a soprano recorder to reach that octave. Also, there's a lot of moisture from just me washing it in here too. So once all of that is cleaned out, I think we'll have a more pure tone, hopefully. Actually, let's just go up the D major scale. So we'll hit all those higher octave notes. We won't be able to hit the top C sharp because that's an impossible note on this instrument in particular, but we'll try to hit all the notes that we can. Let me just see how it sounds. Alright, so that top D sounds alright. So yeah, as you could tell, when I tried to go down a half step to get to a C sharp by going from that D, it won't let me go there with a pure tone. I do get a C sharp, a high C sharp, but not without that squeaking, unfortunately, so we just skip over that note. So I'll go again from bottommost D to the highestmost D. So yeah, overall, it has a mellow tone when you're reaching into that higher octave, which at least it isn't like the other one I have where it squeaks once you hit that range, but this one just demands a little bit more of an airstream in my opinion compared to other soprano recorders. This is the basic Yamaha. I'm guessing the more higher up models will kind of alleviate that, where you don't have to blow a super fast airstream faster than you've ever blown before in this instrument. So it's a very nice instrument. I really like it. It gets quiet. It responds really well to airspeed, which will help with dynamics, and the pitches are for the most part very pure, and I really like it. And yeah, it's a very nice instrument. Hello, Tricky Time Tree. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you're doing well. I guess we could play more. I'll play more songs from just random things I know. Play some things from the Pokemon series. I'll play. This is like a route from Pokemon Red and Blue. I forgot which one it is. It's either Route 2 or Route 3 in Kanto. But this is one of the songs in the original Red and Blue that I managed to learn a while back, and I just thought of starting to play it on the recorder, and it sounds pretty cool on it. Alright, so that was that song from the Pokemon series. It's one of those routes in Kanto. I forgot which one it is. It's either Route 2 or Route 3 from Pokemon Red and Blue. I can't remember all the routes in my head, but it's one of the early game routes, which there's actually a remix of it used in the anime, and it sounds pretty awesome. It has a whole orchestra playing it instead of just the chip tunes in the Game Boy version of the game, so yeah. I really like in that song where it has the that kind of reminds me of a bugle call, so something like they kind of had some elements of a bugle call or a trumpet call in that song in the Pokemon series. So that, again, the melody of that route theme goes. So right there, it's very bugle and triumphant sounding. It's a very powerful statement. And again, it's one of the early routes in the game, so I guess what they're going for when they're composing this music, Junichi Masuda, who does all the music for the Pokemon series, I guess he added that trumpet, like triumphant trumpet or bugle, just a powerful line there that sounds like a bugle call to signify this is the start of your adventure in the Kanto region. And yeah, it's just a very powerful song, I think. Alright, what other song would sound cool in this? Oh, the Pokemon Center song, I kind of know that. Let me think about it. Okay, yeah. It will fit. I just need to check if it will fit on the soprano recorder. I think it will. so there's the Pokemon Center theme on the recorder. Is that Pokemon behind you? Oh, this? It's just a bald eagle poster that I won at a fair at my church many years ago, so it's just been in my room ever since. I think I got it when I was in middle school, and that was about 5, 6, 7 years ago, so I've had it for a while. Yeah, it's a bald eagle, but I guess you could say it's a braviary. Alright, what other song? I'm just thinking right now. Thinking of a song that could be played. Oh, Pallet Town. So the starting area in Pokemon Red and Blue. So Professor Oak's hometown as well as your playable characters. So Pallet Town again was where you basically started off on your Pokemon journey in the Kanto region in Pokemon Red and Blue. I think I remember how to play it. I'm just gonna give it a go. Let's see what happens. Alrighty, so that was Pallet Town from Pokemon Red and Blue. Right, so now I think I'll move on to some more movie music. So this first song will be the Pirates of the Caribbean theme. Okay, so again, going with the movie theme, I'll be trying to play. Let's see what other song. I could. What other song do I know? Oh, Oogway. I know the Master Oogway song, so this is Oogway Ascends from Kung Fu Panda. Alright, thank you so much for tuning into this video. Hope you enjoyed my selections of music that I played on this new soprano recorder. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please do something nice or so, and I'll catch you guys later. Thank you so much.